Bailey spins away from defenders, still going, and the redshirt freshman trucks his way into the end zone, and the Griffons have the lead.
James Bailey Jr. with his team-leading 9th rushing touchdown on the season, and Bailey would not be denied, shaking off a couple of tackles. Bailey still on his feet, and what a play by the redshirt freshman.
That was the go-ahead touchdown in what ended up being a 25-17 victory for Missouri Western on Saturday at Nebraska Kearney. Good evening. Welcome into Griffon Sports Spotlight. I'm Brandon Zenner alongside football coach Matt Williamson. Men's basketball coach Sundance Wixon will join me in a bit. But, Coach, back-to-back road games where your team just finds a way to get it done in comeback fashion. How about that one on Saturday?
It was really good. You know, we started out just a little bit flat, but what was great about seeing our team just fight, make it a few adjustments at halftime and come back swinging and finishing strong at the end and coming up with the W and heading back home to the Sprat now.
The last year, these are the types of games that your team probably just comes up a little bit short in, but this year, I mean, you guys fended off Fort Hays with their turnovers, came back on the road at Emporia and UK. Just what's the biggest difference in those type of games this year from last?
Well, I think, you know, you have to put kids in uncomfortable positions. You know, even in life, you get put in uncomfortable positions, and if you're taught and you teach them, or if you were taught to outcome those situations, overcome them, become stronger, and fulfill what was supposed to happen, it makes you stronger as a whole. So we put them this whole off season, in the spring, the summer, all the time that we possibly can in uncomfortable situations. I talk about being uncomfortable, and if walking out there at halftime, we felt uncomfortable a little bit, and now it was a mindset of uncomfortable, but being pressed and putting ourselves in that situation since we've been here, our kids didn't freak out. We walked into halftime, we talked, communicated, came back out, cleaned everything up, and then worked great.
Now the Griffons on to 6-4 on the season ahead of this weekend's regular season final. Let's take a look at the highlights from this one. A very dreary day in Kearney, Nebraska, only fitting at this time of year. It was 11 a.m. kick in Kearney. How hard was it to adjust to that?
That was different. You know, we had to get up about 6:45, you know, and which our kids gotten up early before, but it was a lot different getting up early and being ready to go. It was, they've just to compete, I guess. You got to uplift weights, or we practiced before, but just a game. So it's more of a mindset, and we talked about it all week and made sure that that we were ready to go.
And it was their senior day. They're of course trying to get to 500 on the year. They come in at 4-5. But first drive of the game for the Lopers, they have that potent rushing attack. Darius Webb, he leads the MIAA in rushing, and he finds a big hole here, gets over into Western territory, down to the Western 36-yard line, and then they run that triple option. Just how hard is it to account for all the options? Not a true triple option, but a variation of it.
Well, it's funny, you put those two clips on, you watch defensive ends. We were out of position quite a bit. There's responsibilities that you have to have. You've got to do this person has to do that, and you have to be accountable at each position, and we weren't very accountable in that first half at that position, and we cleaned that up, and as you could see in the second half, we were able to overcome that.
They score on a Darius Webb touchdown there. Then Washington gets the ball. Dom nearly picked off, but he connects with Keelan Mack. He's been a big man for you guys all year.
Yeah, it was a really bad throw early for Dom. He wasn't settled, but as the game went along, he settled in, made two huge throws there. Another huge throw in the second half that really changed the game. And Keelan's been big for us this year, and I love that guy to death. We're going to miss him a bunch, obviously, him being a senior, but you throw him the ball, he's going to catch it, and a lot of times he can end up getting quite a few more yards after the catch.
So that gets you guys down in the red zone. Tyler Bash with the field goal. We go to the second quarter at 7-3, Lopers on top. And in the second quarter, UNK, their first drive results in a field goal, but Dom Marino, he gets to work, fires a deep pass. Damon Wheeler tiptoeing the sideline. That's a big gain down inside the 10, but the drive stalls out with some penalties. That leads to a Tyler Bash field goal. No touchdown, 2 trips to the red zone. Just what wasn't working right for you guys down there early?
Well, the penalties, again, put us backed up a little bit. And, you know, it was a good defense. You know, Kearney's defense has been done a really good job stopping the run, which, you know, was one of our strengths, you know. And so they did a good job there. And we just didn't connect on a couple passes and convert the first down. You know, we've been pretty good on third down conversion, but we just got stopped up short there.
Darius Webb's going to down to the 1 here. Did you see your defense get a little tired there? I mean, you guys were on the field for almost 20 minutes in the first half.
Yeah, I mean, I think it was 43 to 19 snaps per, 43, of our defense, and we had 19 offense. So, yeah, I think they're getting a little bit tired. But that number 10, that Webb kid, he's good. He's probably one of the better backs, in my opinion. Explosive, change gear. He was really I was really impressed by him.
And then the quarterback scrambles in from 1 yard out. That makes it 17-3 after the first half. Just what was your biggest problem with how you guys closed that one out, allowing a touchdown right before the break?
Obviously we had a kick. We decided they had one of the better kick return teams in the conference and had some good returners. So I wanted to do a little sky kick. Our kicker ended up kicking it instead of hitting it to the 25, hit it to the 40, gave them good field position. They went down there and ended up scoring and put a bad taste in their mouth right going into half. I was pretty hacked, obviously myself, that we should have just kicked it deep, but I didn't want to give them an opportunity to get a bunch of momentum, and heck, we kicked it bad and they did. So
this was a tale of two halves. So let's look at the stats from the first half. You couldn't get in rhythm, but hard to when you don't have the ball. You see 19 to 10.5 there in the possession. What's the mood like inside the locker room there, down 17-6 that is, and not much of the ball there in the first half?
Well, we put our kids, like I said, in an uncomfortable position since they've been here. It was really awesome as a coaching staff to walk in, talk with our kids, communicate. There wasn't any oh man, and no one was freaking out. It was kind of calm, to be honest with you. It was a very weird feeling. Walked in, we made a couple corrections. I went in there and said, hey, we got to stop them on third down, which we hadn't done. I mean, we got them in third down a bunch of times, and we just could not stop them. And then offensively, we were moving the ball. We moved the ball, got on the other side of the field, and weren't able to score. And the only way we could score and have success was be able to get third downs, because it was like a game of keep away, and that's what we did. We said, hey, we're not gonna have that anymore. We're gonna take the ball back and we're gonna keep it away from you, and we did that, and it was great to see just the grit and the determination and fight with our kids coming out on top.
That's right. The tides change in the second half. Let's go to the start of the third quarter. Shamar Griffith, he comes out, he sends a message with the first play. Big, nice 15-yard pickup down into Loper territory, but that drive stalls out. Now UNK with the ball at 3rd and long. You said you wanted to see you guys get some defensive stops on 3rd down, but the defense can't get off the field there. A rare pass play, and Jabbar Miles, but right here, possibly saves a touchdown. That's a nice little ankle tackle.
He's been a great player for us.
Yeah, he absolutely has. The senior safety has. But 2 plays later, that tackle pays off. You guys get the ball back.
Yeah, actually the same kid that gave up the big pass did bad technique in his man tech. And obviously you want to tackle the pitch man, the quarterback's low, because obviously it usually forces a bad pitch, and that's what happened right there. That was straight instructional work from our defensive coordinator Richter. He just hit him low, ball popped on the ground, we got the ball back, got us a bunch of momentum, and here we come offensively.
Second week in a row, Dom Marino stiff-arming a defender. Now we go into the red zone. Dom Marino gets Washington on the board. Wonderful pitch and catch, the freshman Cameron Grandy, coach.
He's going to be really, really good. He's only about, I made him eat 3 plates at dinner the night before, because we were trying to get him to gain a little bit of weight. He's about 220, but he's a true freshman, very athletic, played quarterback, played a lot of basketball in high school, played free safety as well too, and he's 6'5" and 215, 220. He's going to be a stud for us in the future.
Yeah, he is. And then your defense gets a little bit settled in. Markel Fluker, that you can see the run play there.
That's a big hit right here.
Right here, driving the quarterback back about 4 yards. And then on the next drive, James Husky, he's going to come in. You said he had ice in his veins all day. He had the TFL there, 2 straight 3-and-outs, and now you get the ball back with a chance to take the lead. So we're going to go to the fourth quarter at 17-12. And on to the fourth we go. You give the ball to one of the best backs in the MIAA in the moment, in James Bailey Jr. He pulls a few lopers there for a nice gain. Then Dom's got to go. He's got to throw this ball away, Coach.
Yeah, this was a very, very bad decision. We were yelling it for about 4 steps as he was throwing the ball, and he threw it up. And if that guy could catch it, it would have been probably game over. And he just batted it down, and we obviously got another opportunity. It would have been good. And
he makes up for it here on the option down inside the 10, and then the drive capped by one of my favorite plays of the year. Look at this by James Bailey. That's just ridiculous, Coach.
He's like a night train. It's really hard to stop once he gets going. So we're going to continue to give him the ball, load him up with packages, and continue to keep his wheels rolling. He's good. He hit him hard, hit him low. Only thing you can do is maybe try to tackle his foot. Otherwise, you hit him anywhere else, it's going through you, and then he's going to go forward.
Say anywhere inside the 15, he has proven that he can score. He's got big play capability all over the field. Again, James Bailey, team leading in the touchdown department. And then UNK, they get the ball back down 18-17. And then a huge sack on second down. Marcus Brown, Robert Bowers to move them behind the chains. And then on fourth down, your senior makes a play. It's James Husky stopping him short. Big
Absolute
play.
Great year for him. He's a leader of our defense. Very, very calm, very productive, and just leads by example. He's made some huge plays for us. That is a game changer when you talk about changing the game. Fourth down, they get it there. They might have momentum going to score, but right there he said, I've seen enough. I've had enough. I'm going to take it over, and he did.
And then Derek Gray finds the end zone. There's debate about whether to let him score there or not. UNK lets him go in the end zone, but it doesn't matter because the Griffins go on to win this one. 25-17 outscore UNK 19-0 in the half. And then taking a look at the second half stats, flipped it upside down. They had 31 yards on the ground in the final quarter. You have 154 in the second half. You outpossess them nearly double. You could not be more pleased with how you guys finished that game.
It's great to see. Obviously you see that you come in, you get your midterm grades, and you might not be very good, and then you get your final grades, and I like that a lot better than I did than our midterm grades. So it was really fun to see, and it was a great outing for our team. Pulled us even closer and tighter than we are right now.
So Missouri Western goes into the regular season finale, 25-17 wins, 6-4 on the season. Just one game left, a home game at
the Sprat.
At the Sprat against Lindenwood on Saturday. 1 p.m. kickoff. Just tell me what is at stake this week. And not only 7 wins, we talked about it at the luncheon today, 7-4 sounds a lot better than 6-5, but there's a lot at stake this weekend.
Oh, I've told those guys, and I got mad at it yesterday, that bell underneath the scoreboard is screaming to get rung right now. And every one of our seniors, I want them to ring that as they go out as a senior for their last game playing at the Sprat. Not one other time, not one other opportunity will they able to play their last game at the Sprat. This is it. I told them this is it. It became real for them. It's not real until you put it on the line from them. And they got real. That room just went shoo. I mean, it just felt tight in there. And I challenged all of our upperclassmen. I challenged our freshmen and sophomores and juniors. We've got to put a great product together this whole week to come out Saturday and be on top so we can ring the bell.
And just this senior group, you have a guy like Dom Marino who was forced into playing last year, has done a pretty nice job at quarterback. A guy like Brandon Dandridge who is going to win a ton of awards with the MIAA conference. Just what James Husky coming back, all of his adversity he's battled. Just tell me about the senior group and kind of what you're going to remember from them.
Oh, there's just a lot of fight, and a lot of times when you look at it, a new coach comes in, it's kind of like getting a new father figure, and you come in and, hey, we're doing it this way now. Whoa, it's a little bit, whoa, it's it's kind of shocking. Some of them put their hands up, say, I don't want to do that, I don't want to be a part of that. And these kids that are on this team right now have all said, come, give me what you got, show me what we can do, take us to where we want to be. And they've been open arms. And we have as a coaching staff as well, too, and we've just ran with it. And we're just using all their emotion, all their leadership, all the things that they can do to try to come out on top and get this 7th win. It's where we want 7. That's it.
And you guys have not won 7 games since 2014. It would be an absolutely huge milestone in just the second year under Matt Williamson to be able to do that. And then you get 7 wins. Who knows? You might be looking at a postseason bowl, which would be huge. You guys get some more practice time for the freshmen. I know that's always something to look forward to. Coach, again, 1 o'clock against Lindenwood on Saturday. Griff's trying to get to 7 wins. Hopefully more things even in store. Coach, thanks as always. Best of luck this weekend at the Sprat. Coming up next, Sundance Wicks. He's going to join me to look back on the first weekend in charge of the Griffon basketball team. Plus, action stays downtown for the Hilliard Tip-Off Classic this weekend. You're watching Griffon Sports Spotlight on Fox 26 KNPN.
Problems. The ones nobody talks about at cocktail parties. We go looking for them. No matter the obstacles, no matter the odds. We surround a community's most critical problems, and we fight. United Way fights for the health, education, and financial stability of every person in every community. Will you?
Green Hills, in cooperation with News Press Now and area school districts, is proud to announce Angela Claywell as Teacher of the Month.
Facebook, Instagram, YouTube. Your customers are already online. You should be too. Let the experts at News Press Media Group develop your digital advertising strategy. Be first in Google searches, appear in social media feeds, generate brand recognition, keep your customers engaged with videos, contests, and email blasts. Even target potential customers who are already searching for you, all with detailed analytics to help us determine the perfect advertising strategy for you. Put the World Wide Web to work. Contact the digital experts at News Press Media Group today.
You know the feeling. You're glued to the news to keep up with what's happening in the world, and it's overwhelming. That's why we move beyond all the noise, anger, and division of politics and focus on the facts. Our approach to tough topics, open and honest conversation. Because here, facts matter. I'm Soledad O'Brien. Join me for Matter of Fact.
Snow, sleet, ice. There are many different weather elements that can cause a school to close in the winter season. To stay up to date on school closings, go to newspressnow.com. Watch News Press Now Morning Edition and download the Storm Tracker weather app to stay weather aware this winter season.
These guys made the plays, and right here sitting next to me are two seniors, who've been through some wars and some ups and downs. And, one thing that kind of gets my goat a lot is you hear people talk and they say, after last night's game, I told our guys this morning, change the narrative. They said, this team they just know how to lose. These guys, this is what Missouri Western is. They just know how to lose. They learn how to lose. We're learning how to win in our culture.
A new era of Griffon basketball starts with a 1-1 weekend against some of the best competition in the nation. Thanks for staying with us. I'm Brandon Zenner. He is men's basketball coach Sundance Wicks. Coach, was that fun or what? You got to be happy with that start, getting out there on the coach for on the floor as a head coach for the first time.
No, it was fun for our guys to get out there and compete against somebody else. I mean, we've been going at it in practice, and I think sometimes you plateau in practice because you lose some teaching points. Mm-hmm. You lose a little bit of that attention to all the details because they're like, Coach, we know what we're running. We could guard it. Guys are cheating the sets, cheating the plays. You could find some hacks, and so for us, it was about playing this weekend and going to the teach tape, seeing what we can do today on Monday and Tuesday and watch a film. But overall, man, I was really, really proud of how our guys competed because that was step one in our process, was to compete on every possession.
Mm-hmm. Now, the weekend began with a 2-point loss to Tarleton State, despite 26 points from Avon Hightower. You guys had a lead in the second half. He misses 2 free throws, but you said give it to him every time. Alex Martin with a late foul. Just with how well you guys played in your first game, was that hard to swallow, or just how'd you handle that loss?
Well, I just, you got to grow through experiences. You can't dwell on them. You go through it and you grow through it, and that's what we talk about. So when you're humble enough to take teaching, you can look at those moments and not really dwell too much on the outcome, but more on what happened, what didn't we execute. And you can look at a number of things. It's never one play that loses a game, never one play that really wins a game. It's a combination of doing things over a period of time. And so we put ourselves in a position to have some success. LeVon missed those 2 free throws. I told people in the media afterwards, we'll take that any day of the week. We got our best player on the free throw line shooting 2 free throws with a minute to go to put us up 4. And then he hits him the next night. Yeah. So that's what we want.
Then on Sunday, you battle back from down 9 in the second half against Fairmont State. They're going to be a team that wins over 20 games probably again this year. LeVon, another 26 spot. Brian Hudson, 21-16 from your true freshman. Everybody was getting in on the night. Only 2 assists to 20 turnovers. Only 1 3-pointer, but just a really gutsy win by your guys against Fairmont State.
Well, I don't know. I guess in football, Coach Willie was just up here. If you can run the ball up the gut every time and get 5, 6, 7 yards, why do you start throwing it if you can do that every single time? And for us, we were able to control the middle of the floor the entire night with our guards, who are very good. We recruit to that specifically to be able to attack and finish. LeVon's one of the best I've ever seen, and Brian Hudson, as you well know, can get up there and finish with the best of them. So they
can see it right here.
Yeah, they had a hard time. They had a hard time stopping that, and so we just kept sticking with it. I didn't want to coach myself. I kept asking my assistant, Coach Martin. I kept saying, "What do you want to run? What do you want to run?" He goes, "Run the pitch, run the pitch," and that's what we did. And it worked, just like this right here. Once again, you're getting to the heart of the defense every single time, and that's one of our emphasis. So don't outcoach yourself. Play to your strengths that game. So 2 assists, 20 turnovers. Other nights, we really want to be up in the 17 assist range if teams are packing it in and we're kicking it out. But last night it was just it was a heart attack, baby.
Now LeVon, he looks like a man on a mission early. 26 points, 8 boards in both games. He shot almost 60% on Sunday. Nobody could make a shot for a while. Saturday, and Brian Hudson, we saw him have a 21 spot the other day, playing great defense against some of the best guards in the country. Just what did you make from your 2 seniors opening up the season?
Well, consistently competitive, right? I mean, you got a standard to set, and it's sometimes you take over a program and you say, oh, we're going to clean everybody out, we're going to bring these new guys in, and these are going to be the guys who set the foundation. But honestly, you got to give kids a chance, man. They're very resilient in what they can do nowadays. I think too many times people give up on kids and say, well, they're just not good enough, or they don't understand. I'm a teacher first. That's what I do. I teach kids, that life is not easy. Adversity happens, and we got to rally around it. We want the hard. And so from day one, B. Hud, Vaughn, Alex, Bo, Frenchie, Jason, the guys that have returned, they bought into what we're trying to do. They bought into me. They bought into us. And that's helping our younger guys come along, because they see these older guys who are saying, man, we're all in.
Now we're going to do it all again this weekend, Coach. Turns out you got more than just a 2-game contract at the Civic Arena here downtown. The Hilliard Tip-Off Classic marks the start of college basketball across the country. We're going to dive into those games, get a little more on Coach's thoughts on the matchups coming up next. You're watching Griffon Sports Spotlight on Fox 26 KNPN.
You can help track our local weather by sharing with the Storm Tracker. Download the Storm Tracker app, tap the Share tab, and send us pics of weather we all need to see. Be seen, be heard. Share with Storm Tracker.
The news press has been there every time St. Joe made history. Everyday people making bold choices to build a better future for their families and our town. Along the way, the news press has embraced St. Joe's innovative spirit, growing with our city, never forgetting why we are here, to serve you. Now, more than just recording history, you get the information you need to make history.
Rain, sleet, snow, hail. Winter weather can come in many forms. You need to be prepared. The Storm Tracker weather team is tracking storms with a constant eye on the sky, alerting you when weather threatens.
Intensity and the energy and the spirit of this Griffon football team, and it's going to continue to grow and become more and more powerful.
Coach, do you lift?
Do you even work out, bro? Do you even lift, bro? We're having a flex off on here, Griffon Spotlight.
There's only one of us that's flexing.
I got grind and I got grit. Come get some, huh?
Okay, let's talk some basketball. Before we get to this weekend, just what was your biggest takeaway real quickly about weekend one?
Defensively, I thought we really competed defensively. When you hold teams to under 40% from the field is a big deal. We held them to 37, and then I think 33% from the three-point field goal arc, and then we were plus 2.5 in the rebounding margin. Yeah. I mean, even though it's small, that's a big win for us. I mean, that's something where we know defending and rebounding are constants. If you can do that every night because you're locked in, you execute scouts, mentality's right. As you well know, man, the rim can be iron unkind, and you can go.
I don't know that, but now I do.
Now you do. It's iron unkind. It can go 10 for 31 one night, or you can go 1 for 8 the next. Those are just things that I don't think you can control all the time, but you can control how hard you play defensively and rebound.
Now let's take a look at the slate of games for this weekend. Friday night, we welcome in Winona State, a team you know very well from your days with Northern State in the NSIC, and then Upper Iowa. They were just in the regional tournament 2 years ago. They took Northwest to the wire when they won the national championship. Northwest, they will also play both of these teams. These are going to be some great games again this weekend, aren't they?
Really quality opponents. I mean, what's funny about this schedule that we put together, I mean, your schedule like this is a national championship year. I mean, you're playing, you get 2 really good games in the Small College Hall of Fame Classic. You get 2 quality regional opponents right here. Both can be very easily be 20-win teams. So our guys, to start the season, there's no rest for the wicked, my man.
Know that. I know that phrase.
You know that phrase? Okay.
Yeah.
Mama Zenner knows that phrase. Shout out to Mama Zenner. Yeah. She knows everybody.
Sundance met my mom this weekend.
Yeah,
so,
good lady.
So we're doing great. Now, anything else stand out to you? Just you talked about defense. My biggest takeaway was the O boards, the timely O boards late in that game on Sunday. Tyree Martin, both of your freshmen played really well. You just got to be happy about the future and just what's coming along with these guys.
Well, I think the stat was, we were down 9 with 13 to go, and we didn't even really
You didn't know that, so I told you.
Yeah, we didn't really know that. So our thing was being present in every moment, not worrying about the outcome or not worrying about the scoreboard. And so what we do is we just play as hard as we possibly can every single possession. And when you lock in that way, you're going to get those O boards because you're focused on that possession. You're not worrying about the make or the miss. You're just focused on doing your job, rebounding coverage, board coverage, long rebounds. So I was proud of our guys, how they played present. And now we got to do that, we got to build on these games in practice. And we got to really sharpen some things up offensively and really get the ball moving side to side a little bit more. And we haven't even come close to scratching the surface of what we're capable of offensively. And we haven't put in a lot of stuff either.
How big is it to see winning early?
I think it's extremely important to see winning early. Early success is a huge part, man. What do you do when you got a kid? And I don't have a kid right now, but you take a little baby and you want him to walk. You pick him up and you grab him by the arms, and then you move their feet a little bit. You're like, oh, look, you're walking. That's kind of where we're at. We're like learning how to, we're picking the kids up and they're walking, and you show them step by step how to do it. And then pretty soon you sit on the couch, and you're watching the Chiefs play, and your little kids are over there walking towards the chair. And that's what our guys are doing. They're on their own right now. They're flying. I know that's probably a good analogy. You ever done that? You picked a baby up and just try to make it move and walk?
I haven't, but maybe I should try.
Yeah, that's one of those. It's one of those things. I know it's Wikipedia. It's another one of those facts.
Wikipedia. Okay, yeah. Now it sounds like we got a regular segment coming up.
Yeah, Wikipedia.
Starting next week.
Fun facts from Sundance Wix.
A minute with Sunday. Hey, Sundance. Thanks for your time this week. Looking forward to it all week. You want to know
BZ, let's go, bro. Hook it up, man. My man, 100 grand.
Missouri Western back in action Friday, Saturday at Civic Arena in the Hilliard Tip-Off Classic. Best of luck this weekend. That will do it for us this week. Make sure to join us next week as we recap football's regular season finale, all the action at Civic Arena, plus opening weekend for women's basketball out in Hays, Kansas. You've been watching Griffon Sports Spotlight on Fox 26 KNPN.